Welcome back. President Biden now in Poland after meeting with world leaders in Brussels for a show of unity against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Biden announced new sanctions against Russia and a deal to try to cut off Russian oil and gas. But Ukraine's president is asking for more.
Ukraine asked for your plane so that we do not lose so many people, and you have thousands of fighter jets. But we haven't been given an answer yet. Ukraine asked for 1% of all your tanks to be given or sold to us. But we do not have a clear answer yet. The worst thing during the war is not having clear answers to requests for help.
A new Fox poll shows Americans do not approve of Biden's response to the invasion, and the Wall Street Journal's editorial board had this to say. We want Mr. Biden to lead and succeed in Ukraine, but he needs to lead more decisively and with a goal not merely of military stalemate, but of Ukrainian victory. Joining me right now is Florida Congressman, House Armed Services Committee member, and former Green Beret commander, Michael Waltz. And, Congressman, it's always a pleasure. This is something that you've said to me over the last month, that this approach from the Biden administration is coming with this feeling of inevitability that Ukraine will fall, that it's not an approach of let's help Ukraine win. Tell me about that.
Well, that's absolutely right, and we continue to see it on Biden's trip. First, let's acknowledge that deterrence failed. Biden's strategy and NATO's strategy to deter Putin from invading in the first place failed. Zelensky has been asking for the weapons to fight this fight for over a year. I was out there last year, and they were continually denied, Maria, the Stingers, the anti-ship missiles, the things they need, because it would be too provocative. So that piece has failed. But now that we are where we are and we are providing them the munitions that we need, we have to stop these false distinctions between this weapon system or this jet is provocative and this one is not. Give Zelensky what he needs to win, and stop pumping the brakes because you're letting Putin deter us because you're afraid and letting fear drive our decision making. Zelensky and the Ukrainians can, if we continue to give them what they need, deliver Putin a strategic defeat here. And that will be a game changer for geopolitics for a generation to come.
In what way? How will it change things?
Well, Putin will, number one, I think both internally, he's been shown that the emperor has no clothes. That his military is not nearly as good as he advertised. He modernized key parts of it, Maria, his special forces and his nuclear forces, and has really kind of bluffed with those. He's played a pair of nines really well over the last decade. But now the entire world has seen the flaws in his equipment, the flaws in his training, the flaws in his logistics.
Yeah.
And I think that will be a game changer. And what we need to respond in the long term, Europeans have to step up and provide their own defense. They can defend themselves while we focus on China, which is the true existential threat.
So what about this partnership or deal that the U.S. made with the European Union to try to fill the holes on gas that the Europeans want to cut off from Russia? Biden said that he's going to be exporting LNG, liquefied natural gas, to Europe. Where is it coming from? We know that the president shut off energy independence on week one in office.
Yeah, that's the great question. So he stands on the international stage with the head of the European Commission and says, you need to get off Russian gas and get on to liquefied natural gas. Well, where is that coming from? Because his own energy secretary says we are maxed out in terms of our exports. He has a moratorium on leases on federal lands. His White House secretary continues to point to these 9,000 unused leases. Well, they're dry. They didn't work. You need to allow the oil and gas industry to look for more. And they also have a freeze on new terminals to get our natural gas. So really what that's code for, Maria, is we're going to look to Qatar, who shares the largest gas field in the Middle East with Iran. Really what that's all code for is we're going to find Iranian produced natural gas to supply Europe. So you're basically trading one dictatorship for another dictatorship to provide Europeans' energy needs rather than unleashing American. And that's just, it's clueless, it's shameful, it's ridiculous.
And Iran, still the biggest sponsor of terrorists on the planet. Congressman, what about the president on Friday tying all of this to his climate change agenda? So while on the one hand he's saying we're going to help send LNG to Europe, on the other hand he's saying we need to wean Europe off of fossil fuels altogether. So once again, that climate change priority was front and center.
Yeah, what the progressives won't say out loud right now but have said in the past is that high oil and gas prices, high gas prices at the pump is an opportunity to accelerate the drive towards renewables. Maria, you're trading one dictatorship for another because at the core of the renewables energy industry is China, producing the batteries, the wind turbines, the solar panels, and all of the raw materials that it takes to have a green economy. China is the OPEC of green, has cornered the market and is the OPEC of the renewable industry. Again, you're trading Russia for Iran for China, all dependency models.
Unbelievable. Such dangerous times right now. Congressman, thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Good to see you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good to see you, Maria.